You know, there's a beautiful passage in the book of Psalms, and in one of the Psalms, Psalms 8, in verse 3, it says something that, I didn't catch the first time I read it, but when I really sat and looked back about that verse, it was really beautiful. And it says that God's creation and the heavens were made by his finger. And I don't know if you've ever thought about that, but think about the galaxies and the billions of galaxies. Think about the earth. Think about your science class when it took a whole week to talk about how in-depth a cell is and how much wisdom it took to understand one single cell. And think about the glory of trees and the mountains and the forest and the ecosystems and all of that wonderful and excellent and beautiful things about the earth we live in and the heavens around us and the stars around us. So that God created that with his finger. How much wisdom, power, and might are in just the finger of God. And if this God is this wise and this amazing, what will it be like to see him in all of his glory in heaven? I mean, I can't imagine that day, but I think, and I go back in my mind about how hard it is to be satisfied in the world we live in. I mean, think about it. I mean, you guys, I'm sure, have done nature walks at least. And I've grown up, hiking and going to mountains and rivers and valleys and seeing glorious streams of river flowing over waterfalls and rocks and seeing sunsets as this blazing furnace ball sets over the ocean and over the mountains and the valleys. I've seen the wind blow over trees and I've seen the beauty of the flowers in springtime and jumping in the leaves in the fall and snow and all that you could see and imagine when you see an elk and a family of elk running through the wilderness. God's creation is amazing. And we as Christians aren't just called to look at God's creation and be awestruck and be amazed by it and stand there and say, wow, this is amazing. Because the truth is, how many times have we seen pictures of galaxies? How many nature walks have you done? How many beautiful animals and creatures have you read about and saw at the zoo or saw while you were walking in a field? No matter how beautiful that was, it never satisfied you. And think about how amazing those things are, and not even that can satisfy you. But neither can maybe relationships that maybe you hold so closely. Maybe not even drugs or partying or being famous or being cool. Not all the money that you could ever dream of. None of that satisfies us. None of it. Not implicit images and all that. None of that can satisfy us. But God can satisfy us. Because all of that creation and glory and beauty is held within just the fingertip of our Maker. I want to read another verse with you. This is in Psalms 104. It says, "May the glory of the Lord endure forever. May the Lord rejoice in his works. Who looks on the earth and it trembles, who touches the mountains and it smokes. I will sing to the Lord as long as I live. I will sing praise to my God while I have being. May my meditation be pleasing to him, for I rejoice in the Lord." You can find that at the end of Psalms 104, which in that psalm there is just glorious passages of God's creation of the heavens and his power over the earth and how he created everything and how almost easy it was for him. But what did he say at the end? All of that is simply just an opportunity for him to give glory and rejoice in the Lord. And that's what we're called to do, because although those things are amazing and beautiful, we know that our satisfaction comes from him alone. And so I want to encourage you today, and I pray that you rest on that truth, that you can go out and be at peace with the amazing views you may have at Siesta Key or at the beach, or if you're in the mountains or wherever you are, but you can know that that is an opportunity to rejoice in the Lord, because in that beauty and glory, it is simply just the fingerprint of God.